Mike Krueger, the 10th Commissioner of CHSAA. How exciting is that for you to hear that?
Oh, it's really exciting. It's humbling, to be honest with you. I received a really nice call the day after I was offered the position, and I got from one of the former commissioners, Paul Angelico, and I was talking to him. I was feeling pretty good about it. Things were starting to settle in mentally, and he said, "You realize you're the 10th person, only the 10th person to sit in that chair." And I went, "Paul, why are you saying that to me?" Honestly, it's incredibly humbling, and it's a great honor to be put in a position to serve the students, the communities, coaches, athletic directors in the schools in the state, and not one that you take lightly, but it's very humbling.
July 1st will be your first official day.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what is the first order of business for you on July 1st?
Put my listening ears on, seriously. Having been, I have the advantage, of being in the state for most of my career. Over 27 years serving as a teacher, a counselor, administrator, athletic administrator, and coach. But to be honest with you, I think the first thing I can do on day one is really just try to reconnect. We have an amazing staff here at the CHSAA office. Listen to some great ideas there, what we're doing. Continue to build on the successes that we've had, that we continue to have, and look for areas where we know we can continue to grow. And I'm confident that those areas exist. I'm also excited about building on the success we currently have. So, but to be honest with you, first day is going to be tune those listening ears in and make sure that I'm paying attention and learning as much as I can.
You just mentioned the 27 years working within sports here. I mean, you've been an athletic director, a district athletic director, you've been the director of education for USA Football, a mayor pro temp. I mean, doing all that, what made you say, you know what, I want to be the CHSAA commissioner too?
I think it's a nice way of saying, man, you've been around a long time. To be honest with you, I love the role that I have at USA Football right now, doing some amazing work, and it's an amazing organization to work for and with and be part of. All the experiences that I've had in Colorado, from being a district AD, a building athletic director, a teacher, a counselor. I'll tell you, I think as I was soul searching and really trying to figure out, can I serve that role and serve it in a way that I know that it needs to be done, and can you step up to that standard? Rhonda has set an incredible standard here, and the commissioners before her, and can you fill those shoes? And as I searched my own heart for that, realized that I think the experiences that I do bring, from working across the table with the smallest schools in our state to the rural areas of the state, and then being the district AD for one of Colorado's largest and most diverse school districts, serving in those capacities has really given me, I think, a unique insight that allows me to say I understand, and I look forward to working with you, and I'm excited about that. I think it gives me a great opportunity to give back for the many opportunities that I've had, to be honest with you. And I know we're in a service, we serve our membership. And I think it takes a servant leader to do that, and I hope to follow in those great shoes that Rhonda has left for me, and look forward to doing that.
Is there anything specific you're looking, most forward to improving, changing, fixing, anything along those lines?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. Again, building on great successes we've had. I think coming out of a difficult situation the last couple of years with the pandemic, and you and I were just talking about how exciting it was to see the arena filled at state basketball, and watching the hockey finals a couple weeks ago. It's exciting time. I think also there's been that time in the last 2 years where we've lost a little bit of connection with each other because we've been so tied into just taking care of, it's almost in a survival mode. Yeah. I think reconnecting, with one another, really unifying around our shared vision and our shared purpose, why we do what we do. I look forward to that. Obviously, the mental health of our kids, mental health of our coaches and our school communities is going to be something that we pay particular attention to. We want to make sure that we're offering the best support, and we're doing it in a way that really values and validates the important work that everyone across this entire state that's serving our student athletes and student participants really invest their time and their energies and their lives to. So.
We've been lucky to see, I've been lucky to see some spectacular athletes and teams in this state. Having been here for a long time, where would you describe the level of competition is here in Colorado?
gosh, I'll tell you, that has been one of the biggest advantages, getting to see sport, leaving the state for just a couple of years, still staying connected, but leaving the sport to see the Olympic side of things and work in that environment and that landscape for a few years has really broadened my perspective on just the great athletes that come from all areas of the state, but all areas of our country and the world. And I have no qualms about saying that Colorado is a hotbed for some of the best athletes right now that are coming out of high school, that are collegiately, but especially in the high school ranks. You look across national programs and national powerhouse programs, and there's some athletes competing at the highest levels. And I also want to say, this also includes a lot of our activity participants. Students that are going on to great careers in music and speech and leadership in any capacity. Colorado's just doing so many great things, and that's why it's easy to say keep building on those great successes, because there's something working. And our communities are doing a great job, our schools are doing a great job, and I'm a huge proponent of scholastic and educationally based athletics and activities, and it's for those reasons, because to watch those kids go on and just have great careers and be successful in whatever they decide to do.
I'm wondering, the freshmen that will start in your first year, the day they graduate, senior year, the kids that play, athletics or part of activities, what do you hope they say about their experience?
Oh, well, first and foremost, I think that to do our job effectively, we need to help them fall in love with the game or the activity, whatever they're participating in, before we worry about the technical and tactical aspects of the sport. I guess the way that I would answer that question, I think that's a great question, and the thing that I'd love to be able to say 4 years from now, and any student participant that comes through our programs, as school leaders, a lot of we always have this commitment to making sure our kids can read, can write, can do math. We want them to be successful in their careers when they leave school. I would say that athletics and activities gives us an equal and just as important platform to teach things like teamwork, accountability, servant leadership, responsibility. And if we can do that, if we can embrace that platform that sport and activities give us to do that, to really help them grow as individuals, and they can look back on their career and say, wow, it was a great experience. I loved playing volleyball. I loved participating in music. I loved playing football, baseball, softball, golf, whatever it is. I'm a better person because I participated in that activity, and I'm going to be a better coach. I'm going to be a better teacher. I'm going to be better mom, dad, whatever their direction takes them. And if we can say that, that is how we will define success for our programs and for what we do as a membership, and everything we can do in this office, again, with the great people that are here to serve our membership in that way where they feel supported and they feel energized and inspired to do that effectively, then I think we're going to be successful.
It's a very popular topic, and one that I'm on one side of, but do you think there's ever going to be a shot clock in Colorado high school basketball?
Well, it's so funny. The first day I got the position, and some of my friends started to find out, my text messages were going crazy. One question I did get was one of my former players, and I coached basketball for over 20 years. We said, hey, I'm real excited for you, but I have to ask you, where are you at with the shot clock?
Let's move the game along here.
So going back to those listening ears that I need to turn on July 1st. Now, in full transparency, we had an amazing group when I was coaching at Palisade High School. We didn't necessarily have the size or the speed to match up with some of the really bigger schools in the league that we were with. So we ran a little bit of a Princeton offense. So I definitely played that to our team's strengths when I was coaching. But I'm very interested to talk with basketball coaches across the state and talk to the stakeholders and with the sport and kind of see where we're at with that. But that's the kind of exciting thing. I mean, that's what we get to do for a living, is talk about shot clocks and how can we make the sport better and
not a bad life,
and catch up. It's not a bad gig. So I'm excited about those conversations.
Is this a dream come true for you to get this position?
Wow, absolutely. The dream is really about how can you take your experiences and what you've done and really serve and give back. I believe with my whole heart, and I think throughout my career, I've liked to see myself as a servant leader. And whether that's with our internal staff here, whether it's with communities, coaches, especially our student athletes and student participants, how can I serve them? And when you're, as you mentioned, when you've been around a little while, you've had a few experiences, having the opportunity to take that and really find your niche and where can I serve and really help the next generation that's coming in, and that's where I feel like I'm at in my career. I've got phenomenal friends and colleagues from all corners of the state, and I'm incredibly blessed, and I feel really supported. And that's where I go back to saying it's just really humbling to think about that opportunity that's been presented to you. And I'm incredibly grateful and beyond thankful. In fact, I don't even have the words to express the gratitude I feel, but I do know that I'll work super hard to represent well and to make sure that we're serving to the best of our ability and make sure that what we stand for, our core values and our core mission here at CHSAA, that we live those every day and we bring them to life.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it's my dream to take the first ever selfie with you as CHSAA Commissioner. I hope that's okay.
That is wonderful. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much
Thanks
for the time.
so much,
We'll take our selfie and we'll call it just a wonderful day that it is.
Sounds great.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, cheese.